In this video, we're going to find all the real zeros of f of x is equal to 2x multiplied by x minus 7 squared multiplied by x minus 4 squared. So we have a polynomial function f of x, and we want to find the real zeros. And so let's talk about what zeros really mean. Zeros, another word for those would be roots, or another word for those would be the x-intercepts. So places that we run into the x-axis, because a zero is where you have a y value equal to 0, which is a spot where you would run into your x-axis. So anytime we want to find our x-intercepts for a problem, we can always use the method of putting 0 in the place of y, or in this case in the place of f of x, because consider y and f of x to kind of be interchangeable for our purposes in this class. And so what we really need to do to find these, like I said, is just put 0 in the place of f of x. Now the nice thing about our function is it's already factored. We have 2x and we have x minus 7 squared and we have x minus 4 squared. So that's a bunch of stuff all multiplied together. Any addition or subtraction is inside of a parenthesis. And so we have three things multiplied together, the 2x, the x minus 7 squared, and the x minus 4 squared. And so what we're going to do, just like if we were to have a quadratic and it be equal to 0, we would factor and set each of those factors equal to 0. We're going to do the same thing here. We just don't have to factor first. So we're going to take advantage again of the zero product property, saying that one or more of these factors has to be equal to 0 for their product to be equal to 0. And we're just going to set each one equal to 0. So we'll start with the 2x. 2x is equal to 0. That's the first one. And in order to solve 2x is equal to 0, to get x by itself, we're just going to divide both sides by 2. So 2x divided by 2, of course, is just going to give us x, and 0 divided by 2 is going to leave us with 0. So x equals 0 is our first 0, or x-intercept, or root. So setting the second factor that we have equal to 0, we'll have x minus 7. And technically you don't have to include the squared, but I'm just going to show you how you could include it if you wanted to, just so you don't have to always think about changing it, depending on how your mind works. So if we set that equal to 0, the first thing we would do to simplify this and get x by itself is to take the square root of both sides. And what's going to happen is that's going to cancel out with the squared. And so that's going to leave us with x minus 7 is equal to, of course, the square root of 0 is just 0. Now we can add 7 to both sides. We get x is equal to positive 7. And so that just goes to kind of demonstrate you don't really have to carry the power of the factor. So to show how we could do it a little bit faster for the third one, we're just going to set the x minus 4 equal to 0, as opposed to including the second power, because again, it goes away for the exact reason that we mentioned. And so here, to get x by itself, we're going to add 4 to both sides. We get x is equal to positive 4. And that's going to be our third 0, or x-intercept. And that's it. So if you ever need to find the real zeros of a polynomial function and it's already factored, just set each of those factors equal to 0, solve for x, and that's all you have to do.